Hey everyone, how's it going? Alright, so this isn't gonna be the stream that I was talking about in my videos. That's probably not gonna happen until tomorrow, because I want to go ahead and have everything up and all that. 'Cause I want to go ahead, show some samples, and really have it all on lockdown for when I go ahead and stream. But, um, what I do want to do is I want to go ahead and make sure that I can go ahead and just talk about some random shit that I want to talk about today. Um, One of which is in the description down below. I'm actually going to, after the stream, put in a video by Zeitgeist Eater. I think everyone should watch it. If not for a laugh, I mean, it's a pretty fucking awesome video. It's only a little 6-minute long video, so I'm not saying it's, you gotta go watch a super long one, but I highly recommend that everyone watches it. Especially if you're a fan of the 300, like I am. Oh god, it's just fucking amazing the way that it's set up. So yeah, I want to go ahead and address a few things with this. Like one, I want to go ahead and actually address like if anyone thinks that I'm saying that women can't wear makeup and that sort of thing, and that they're just a dishonest bitch and all that sort of thing, no, that ain't it. What I'm saying is at least be honest about it. Bring it up. Don't make it so someone's going to think that you're don't. Sorry about that, but don't make it so that they're gonna think that it's a natural thing and all that. That's the only issue that I really have with makeup. As far as push-up bras and all that, I got a major issue with that because that's just, especially padded bras. Um, that's just false advertisement at that point. You're showing that you have something that you really don't. Um, so just wanted to be clear on that one. But when I'm talking about deception with people, it the thing is if you're deceiving someone, then you know that you're not you're not being honest. You can sit there and have the best of intentions, but it's still a fucking lie. Your intentions could be completely benign. Just you're not meaning to do good with it. You're not meaning to do bad with it, but it's still a fucking lie. This is something I'll talk about in the mainstream, but I wanted to go ahead and just get this out here right now. And I didn't want to go ahead and make another video and go through the upload process and all that sort of thing. But when I'm talking about people being dishonest, the main takeaway that I'm hoping that people will take from it is if you're unwilling to be honest with someone else, then who are you to expect them to be honest with you? That's all it is. It's if you're not going to show them that respect, why should they show you that respect? I mean, you have the argument of, oh, well, you can be the bigger man and all that sort of thing. You have those arguments, but at the same time, that's a pretty weak argument. If you got someone that's constantly mistreating you, constantly dogging you, and that sort of thing, then why are you going to sit there and continuously do that? What, to save face? No, no, that's bullshit. You have to sit there, and some of these people need a taste of their own medicine to realize, this is the damage I'm causing. These are the problems with what I'm saying. Now, don't get me wrong. When you lie to someone, it's not right anyway. But also at the same time, if they're constantly lying to you, either you get them out of your life. If you don't want them in your life, then you don't have to hang out with them. That's the beauty of life. Um, or you don't trust them, and that's a really big issue, because if someone has a tendency to lie to you and then they expect you to trust them, typically they don't have your best interest at heart. And that's where I'm coming in and saying, look, it's kind of a treat others how you want to be treated thing, but also at the same time, if they're treating you in a specific way, you have your options. None of them are really good, other than just kind of separating yourself from that. I'm not saying if someone lies to you once, never talk to them again. No, 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 no. We all do stupid shit. We've all told that stupid lie. We've all had that instance in our life. Hey, Dilligaff, what's up, man? But yeah, we have that issue that's going on right now. So I'm just saying, stop the lying. And this is going towards both men and women. Don't lie. Be honest about what you're saying. Be honest about what you are, who you are. But at the same time, I want to go ahead and address one argument that was brought up, and that was, well, if a guy is lying to get into a woman's pants and that sort of thing, well, the thing is, if the woman wasn't looking for those resources, then she wasn't going to fall for the fucking lie. And I'm sorry, if you're looking for someone with resources, or if that even has anything to do with your decision making, and you fall for that lie, then maybe take that as an opportunity to learn something about yourself. Because at that point, the problem is also having to do with your priorities. Women are asking men to go against their nature. Well, the thing is guess what, ladies? Time to put up or shut up. Because if a guy can sit there and lie to you about what he does for a living and that sort of thing, and that has any bearing on whether or not you're going to spread your legs for him, then be honest with yourself. Because only women that will legitimately think that, and I'm going to be very harsh here, at that point you're acting like a whore. And no one's honest with a fucking whore. No one. You're going to act like a whore, expect to be treated like one. That's how it works. And I'm using the term whore as in literally a lady of the night. Like a woman that sleeps with someone for an exchange of resources. That's what I'm talking about here. So if you're going to act like that, expect people to treat you like that. I don't think that that's unfair. Because they don't know any better. They don't know if you're different from that. But if you're acting like that, really, are you different from it? And some people will say, oh, well, it's just female nature. Well, it's male nature to go out and stick their dick in as many things that move as they can. But we've been getting a bunch of bullshit from that. So if the excuse doesn't work for men, it doesn't work for women. Just like if the excuse doesn't work for women, the excuse doesn't work for men. Remember, I'm about equality. I'm equal opportunity. Everyone has the opportunity to do exceedingly well in their life, and they also have the opportunity to do exceedingly poorly. It all comes down to the choices that you make. And yes, there is a little bit of a luck of the draw. But the fact of the matter is if you're going out there and you're lying to people, expect to get lied to. If you're going out there and you're telling the truth about yourself, you're actually representing yourself for what you really are. Still keep an eye out, still be cautious, but at the same time, if the person isn't leading you to believe that they are lying, you're not seeing any of those telltale signs, then go for it. You know, I don't see a reason to distrust everyone to such a degree that there's no way of them uh, being able to convince you that they're not out to get you. But I will say this right now: you can lie out saying a single fucking word. There's a thing called a lie of omission. That's actually what the real problem that I see with this situation is. It's a person not saying, "Hey, this isn't exactly, what I am." It's them sitting there and letting the other person just assume. And yeah, it's kind of on the other person, don't get me wrong. But also at the same time, that person has no way of really knowing. Like if a guy has never seen you without makeup on, how is he supposed to know what you look like without your makeup on? That there's no way that he can possibly know that. So it's up to the woman at that point to sit there and go, "Look, I have makeup on," that sort of thing. And you can go ahead and choose when to tactically do it. I'm not saying that you walk up, you shake their hand, and then, by the way, I'm wearing a bunch of makeup and my face looks absolutely nothing like this when my makeup's off. I'm not saying that. I mean, be tactful with it. Because if you walk up at that point, the person's gonna be all like, "Okay, this person's a little bit of a psychopath." But at the same time, like if the guy is sitting there and saying that you're beautiful, sit there and go, "Well, that might have to do a little bit with the makeup. Wait until you see me without the makeup before you make that real judgment." That's called honesty. Yeah, you're putting yourself out there. That's true. But remember, a lot of the time, guys have to put themselves out there right off the fucking bat. We don't have that type of shit that we can really hide behind. Yeah, we can hide behind some nice clothing. We can hide behind a nice car or a big truck or something like that. But that's all we fucking have. As far as us, it's very rare for a man to do that. And the thing is the punishment for getting caught doing something like that as a man is severe. And they're trying to make it even more severe. That's where my issue is coming in here. And yes, I'm saying slippery slope here. But this is an issue and it does need to be fucking addressed. And this is going to be a very, very short stream. This is probably going to be a stream about the same length as my videos where I walk around. This isn't going to be a hyper long stream. But what I want everyone to consider is we've all lied. But to what degree and for what purpose did we lie? Why are why are we lying at that point? Is it to protect ourselves? Is it necessarily to deceive someone else? Or is it to gain something? The thing is those last two aren't good. Now, to protect yourself, I can understand a lie. But the thing is even then, that's a gray area at best. Best policy that I've found is don't lie. Because at least then people will respect you for being honest, for being straightforward, for not beating around the bush. But the thing is, I'm saying that women have gotten to the point where now they're lying on a daily level. They're lying before they even leave the fucking house. And the thing is some of these women actually fall for their own lie. And quite frankly, I think that that's sad. I think that that is an absolutely horrible thing when someone becomes a victim of their own lie. And I hate it when people get that passive aggressive thing of, oh, well, you don't want women to do this, you don't want women to do that. It's all like, I just want women to be. That's all I want. And yeah, I know that there's a lot of harshness that will come along with that. I know how vicious women can be. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it as part of the in group. So yeah, I know what I'm asking. I know it's a big ask. And Dilgat's bringing up a good point. What about when something isn't said about something, not necessarily like having kids or something to that extent, but something that is enough to cause a person to not want to say something about it? If you're not wanting to say something about it, ask yourself why. And I actually covered that a little bit earlier, Dilgaf. I was talking about lies of omission, um, or lying by way of omission. And honestly, if you're not telling someone something, ask yourself why. If you're omitting something, what about that omission has you so worried? I'll go into a little bit more detail here because I still have a little bit more time on that. But I'm going to try to limit this to at least half an hour. To at most half an hour, I should say. But when when we're talking about um, when we're talking about lies of omission, at that point, it's either something that someone is ashamed of, or in the case of dating specifically, it's either something that they're ashamed of, or it's something that they know would drive the other person away. And I don't see any difference at that point between an active lie, actively telling someone something that isn't true, or omitting something that you know might make that person not interested. Be straightforward. That's all I can say. Be straightforward. If you got kids, let the person know you have kids. They're going to find out sooner or later. If you got saggy tits, let them know. Don't let them find out the hard way. Guys, if you got a less than extravagant dick, let them know. But the thing is lying through omission is just as bad as an active lie. It is you deceiving the person and making it impossible for them to make an educated choice on the situation. Because there are some people out there that won't get together with someone else who has kids. That's a rule of theirs. If you don't let them know, now you are wasting them time. Now you're wasting their time. If you have an STD, wouldn't you tell someone about that? Or are you going to let them find out the hard way? Hey, love, how's it going? But it's one of those situations of if people aren't willing to be honest with each other, then no relationship can actually fucking happen. Every relationship has to be based off of honesty. I've yet to see a relationship based off of lies end well for anyone. The only relationships I've actually seen work out are ones that are based off of truth. They tend to be rocky, but that's because being truthful tends to be hard, and you tend to have some hurt feelings. But if you're honest with the person from the very beginning, well then, they knew what they were getting into when they signed up for it. So if it goes poorly and they sit there and say, well, I didn't know what I was signing up for, you can sit there and go, no, you did. I was honest with you from the start. I told you this from the very beginning. But I'm now at the point where, yeah, I'm calling out lying in relationships. This deception needs to fucking stop. Because the thing is, a woman using a push-up bra, someone hears about that and some guy, laughs and then walks out of the fucking room. The guy is considered an asshole and so on and so forth. But if a guy was to sit there and stuff his pants, and then the woman laugh and walk out of the room, the guy's called a loser and so on and so forth. Shaming tactics start. Again, a double standard. And I'll just use that as one example. And I guess this is a little bit of a taste of the stream that I'm going to be having on the main subject tomorrow. But yeah, this is a problem. It's one that needs to be addressed. And the fact that all of a sudden I got someone who's typically fairly level-headed all of a sudden going full hypocritical on it. Ooh, that makes me just want to strike that nerve all that much more. Because something tells me I'm onto something. So, like I said, this is a short stream. I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to end it here. But I just wanted to go ahead and get a little bit of that out right now. But also, like I said early on, for the people who weren't there at the beginning, or if you're watching afterwards and you skipped to the end, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a link to a video in the description here. I highly recommend that you go and watch it. Yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good analogy of the stereotypical female nature nowadays versus the mentality of MGTOW. So I'll go ahead. I'm going to end this. I'm going to put that into the description. I highly recommend everyone go ahead and watch it. It's on Zeitgeist's channel. But yeah, I think it puts quite a bit of reference in and gives you a good reference point to go off of. So have yourselves a nice day. Those who came here, thank you very much. I know it's a shorter stream than usual, but I don't have a whole hell of a lot of time tonight. Have a good one. Talk to y'all later.